I've been in government long enough to know that it moves slowly, at a deliberate speed. And I'm a patient woman. But on the issue of climate change, we have run out of time. But to my colleagues across the aisle who seek to obstruct and oppose legislation and policies that will help our shared constituents around the country protect their homes from climate change, it is not only alarming that you would move in this way, it is downright dangerous. Ms. Nagy, since U.S. property catastrophic reinsurance rates increased by as much as 50%, and now is not the time for anti-science, anti-environment culture wars. Now is the time for action to confront the climate crisis, because our community simply cannot afford to wait any longer. More and more individual lives are being impacted. More and more homes and communities are destroyed by natural disasters each year, whether it's tornado, wildfire, or hurricane, which is one of the many reasons why I'm grateful that President Biden signed into law my legislation, the Post-Disaster Mental Health Act. But, to those who would seek to weaponize what it means to be woke, I'm unapologetically woke. I am awake, and my eyes are wide open, because I owe it to my constituents to not look away. In my district, the Massachusetts 7th, failure to address climate change means greater flood damage to frontline communities like Chelsea, Everett, and East Boston. My constituents have had to pay more to protect their homes and their livelihoods. Can you highlight the impact of these price increases on the insurance rates paid by consumers?
Yes, thank you, Congresswoman. So as I said, earlier, the reinsurance industry is not located in the U.S., so we really don't have much of a say over what the rates are. They tell us, they tell insurers, and insurers pay them, and that's how insurers are able to then offer, their product to individuals. So the idea of having a public reinsurance option for states to opt into could be a really powerful incentive to truly limit development in some of the most disaster-prone areas. I think that the federal government can do a lot more to support, making our homes more energy efficient, new construction, having, things like induction stoves. And, I'm a homeowner who switched out a gas stove for an induction stove in the last year. And it wasn't like because I'm, really woke, or maybe I am, but I don't know. I don't even know what the word means anymore. But
I'm sorry, I have to reclaim my time only because I'm running out of it. I do have one more question for you, okay? But I did want to say again on the issue of these price increases on insurance rates, these insurance premiums will rise for our constituents if insurance companies and their investors continue to bury their heads in the sand and fail to account for climate risk. We are already seeing a disturbing trend with some of the largest companies deciding to stop selling new policies and leaving people without insurance coverage at all. This is all clearly a result of climate change. It's not a question of whether it's going to happen, because it is already happening. And investors are saying they do not have a good sense of the climate risks that companies are facing. That is why it is critical that the government takes action. True enough, climate change is an existential threat. And I would argue so are the so-called leaders who deny that it is happening. Ms. Nagy, for the record, will disclosures for financial and business risks associated with climate change, like ESG, strengthen our insurance market and help families protect their homes?
Yes.
Thank you, I agree. And I yield back.